by several organizations, solidly believe in grace through faith alone. We believe there's one name given under heaven by which we must be saved. We call him Yeshua, that's his Hebrew name, but we also call him Jesus. We are solidly saved and believe in the New Testament.
Come on.
Sadly, Apostle, there are counterfeits of that have spun off and created strange doctrine. God only answers to the name Yahweh or Adonai or the divine name, or just these strange doctrines, but they are not part of a flourishing Messianic Jewish community that's worldwide now and boldly proclaims Jesus is the promised Messiah, and we believe in the supernatural.
Awesome. I like to hear, and I'm glad you making that statement. You know, there's a lot of people.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, Apostle, you have some question for the brother.
I do have a question for you. I'm so glad you're here because you can bring great clarity. Can you tell us a little bit about the Sephardic Jews and how they were scattered? Because they went west.
I sure can.
Because the reason why I want to is because a lot of them, and a lot of people don't know this, are in the Caribbean.
They are.
In the islands.
And you're one of them. I know that.
One of them.
I know that.
Because, you know, a lot of folk don't know that those roots are there. One of the first batches of slaves that came to Jamaica, they were the Sephardic Jews. It's documented.
And they're all over the Caribbean,
all over the Caribbean,
South America, Central America, and even the South Central United States.
Wow.
And DNA testing is a factor in all this now. So what happened is, as the Jews were scattered, primarily after the destruction of the temple by the Romans and then the final revolt, they wandered into around the world and essentially became two groups. What we call the Ashkenazi Jews. They settled in Eastern Europe and were banished from country to country, but Eastern Europe traditions and customs and features, physical features. And then the Spanish speak Jews that settled in Spain and the surrounding areas, they became known as the Sephardic, which is Spanish. And there was a huge Jewish community in Spain and in Portugal, and in 1492, through the Spanish Inquisition, they were forced to leave Spain, either convert to Christianity or leave Spain. They were banished. And then a few years later, the Jews of Portugal, another huge Jewish population, was banished. And then many of them went west and settled in the Caribbean, settled in Central America and South America, and even the southern United States, southwestern United States. And they're now being recovered a few ways. One, the family traditions. We know we're Jewish. We changed our name, but we're still Jews. We've converted to Christianity on the outside, but inside we're still Jews, and so there's family heritage. Don't tell anybody, but we're Jewish. And that's coming out now. And there are names that were preserved, like Perez, and my wife is one of them. Her name is Carneiro, which means lamb. She's from Brazil. But her grandfather always wore a Star of David secretly. The other thing is DNA evidence that we have the Sephardic Jewish community in Israel that is identified as Jews living in Israel, and their DNA now is available and being matched up with those that have this Sephardic blood, which then traces back to Spain, to the Middle East, and I believe there's several million. They call them Converso or Marano. They now are identifying as the Anusim, the restrained ones that are rediscovering their heritage as Jews.
Could I just ask one more question?
Please.
Now, to my knowledge, also, did some of them not go into Africa?
Yes, North Africa as well,
Asia,
Algeria.
Ethiopia.
Yes,
Ethiopia.
but they're now they're all over the area known as the Levant, which means that in formerly in Syria and Yemen, and many Jews now that are live in France, for example, are Sephardic Jews. Bulgaria, they're all Sephardic Jews.
Oh God, I'd never guessed it.
Everywhere, we're everywhere.
You know, the Lord